Hello, everyone.
Greetings.
I'm Laura.
I am Joe.
Welcome to the Slovak Farm.
This is the farm where we grow grass stitch.
One stitch at a time. Today is Monday,
25th.
March 25th. Welcome to Crazy
Would you
Bill.
like to know how many times I wrote that today?
A lot, apparently, if you have it committed to memory. If you have it that committed to memory, you wrote it a lot today.
Yeah, we have our big on-site. We have a recorder. And literally, we write our own cow stickers. So I had to write a cow sticker for every piece of equipment that two different people did.
Oh. Fantastic.
It's all week.
Did you ask them why they're sending two people for 4 days?
Yeah, I figured it out.
Okay. Fantastic.
It's one person all week, and the second person's there until he's done his stuff. Like, if he's there tomorrow, I'll be surprised.
Okay, well, there you go. So, we hope you all had a good week. Last week, we had a good week last week. We were busy this weekend. We're busy this week. I'm busy this week.
We're busy this week.
We're busy this week. Like, we have a meeting tonight. So this is probably going to be short. Because we have a meeting to go to tonight. Alright. I mean, like, I don't know. Nothing really exciting happened.
Oh, I had something fun happen. Just showed up in the mail.
Yes, you got my niece's birthday present.
I got a weird idea in my head. And I'm getting my niece a Lego set. And then when the other niece's birthday rolls around, I'm getting her one too. Just because Uncle Joe likes Legos.
Yep. Okay.
And I think, oh, my mom's perfectly fine now.
And Mom is good.
Yippee.
Mom is good.
We were having family trouble. It's settled now.
I'm glad.
She was very appreciative of my offer, by the way.
Well, I'm glad. It still stands that if something happens and she needs somewhere to go.
She knows. She just wants to stay where she is, and I'm not going to argue that.
I'm not either at this point. She's old enough that she can just stay where she wants to as long as she's safe.
Mm-hmm.
That's my feelings on it.
Cool.
So, alright, well, let's roll into shout-outs for our viewers. Those of you who commented on last week's video. We didn't do a live over the weekend because busy.
Andrea, Teresa, Angie, Andre, and Bridget.
Thank you all so much for watching our video and dropping a comment. Technically we could do a live on Saturday because Mass isn't until 9 o'clock. Live for Saturday is to be determined. So, there you go.
And if we do have one, we'll be impeccably dressed.
Mass is at 9 o'clock. I can do a live and get dressed afterwards.
I'll have a little bit of fun with it. Jeez.
Okay, fair enough.
Also, by like
Okay,
8 o'clock.
Do what I'm wearing to church tomorrow. Or this weekend. For Easter.
Hey, honey, don't
What?
feel bad. Somebody from work actually said, have a good weekend this morning. Yeah. This afternoon, it's like, okay. No, we're like, it's Monday. She's like, oh, man.
Well, you do not have any whips to share.
No live.
What?
I said no live.
Yeah, no live. I have whips to share, but I went to town on just one whip this week, so there's not a lot.
Good, it's zippy zippy. By the way,
Zippy.
I want the title to be zippy zippy.
Works for me. Zippy zippy. Okay. I started with working on my Sal prompt for the week, which is Supernaturals this week.
In case any of you are wondering, yes, that is how we plan things.
This is how we plan stuff. Hopefully, this should be a preview of what it's going to look like. You should be have seen a preview of what it's going to look like. You should have seen a preview of where it was when I started. Now we can hold it up. It is done on 32 count heirloom by the Slovak Farm. That's me. I did 313 stitches on it. I am in the last block, the Harpy block. I finished putting the name on there, the bottom border, started working on the actual Harpy. We are closing in on a finish. When that block gets done, we have border. Yay!
So what are you going to do for your... both of your sows are getting close to done, aren't they?
That they are.
Do you have another one in line for the rest of the year?
That I do.
Okay, just checking.
I just got to start it.
Well, I recommend getting the other two done.
That is why it has not been started yet, because I'm going to get the other two done. I'm going to get these two done, or at least one of the two done. And then start the one. Start the other one. Yeah. Okay. Then, this is what I went to town on. I pulled out Oh Feathers by Rosewood Manor. The beautiful peacock done with sulky threads. I just love it. It's so bright and vibrant, and I love it. I did this for stitch on something that was a first. It's my first Rosewood Manor, my first project with sulky threads. Stitch on something with letters. You put your initials on it, it's got letters. Stitch on something you have stitched with other people. I've definitely stitched this with other people. Your favorite whip. This got submitted for my favorite whip. I used the pass for something that you would need protection from, and that was for Buffy Week last week. I did 1,352 stitches on O Feathers. And ding ding, it's finished. O Feathers is now finished.
Darn, I can't tell you to do O Feathers anymore.
Well, okay, so that would be dependent.
What?
That's gonna.
It's done. Huh?
Well, okay, so technically it's done. The bird is done. These three lovely, the small and these two minis are included in the booklet, and I intend to stitch them in the booklet. And I had a brilliant idea Friday, as I was finishing this up, on how to display it, should it all come to fruition, to plan. So I actually need to get pieces of fabric cut, because I'm just going to keep everything still in this bag. I need to get pieces of fabric cut to work on the other, and I apologize in advance. You guys are probably hearing Discord go freaking nuts on my computer, because apparently the one game that I play, my guild just wants to chit-chat right now. So my plan is to do the small and the two minis for O Feathers and just make a display of them together. It makes sense in my brain.
Would you like me to make that be quiet?
I don't really care at this point.
Okay.
So that led me to the weekend. I needed to finish up a stitch on something that was a favorite, or on your favorite whip. And I needed to work on the monthly. And I needed to stitch something for somebody and like get it done, because I'm supposed to be giving it to them on the 3rd. I don't know when I'm going shopping for the extra stuff I would like to purchase for her. I have been a horrible secret stitcher this year, and I feel terrible, and I'm probably going to overcompensate and spend way more than I should. But I don't care. I'm going to get to Hobby Lobby at some point and just go nuts.
Does that mean I have to kidnap you tomorrow?
Possibly.
Okay. So when you hear screaming and hollering tomorrow, that's me literally throwing Laura into the back of my car. She's giggling and cheering like a little girl, because she's getting also forced to go to the Hobbs of Lobs.
The Hobbs of Lobs. So, that being said, there may be a preview at some point of what this is going to look like. This is a digital pattern from dailycrossstitch.com. And it doesn't actually technically come with a cover photo. It is called Tree Emblem.
Get that done.
That's done. It was a start and a finish this weekend, which was impressive, because my entire Saturday was dictated by a 12-year-old.
Hey, honey.
What?
I actually... Does the set designer have any other things like that?
What, daily cross stitch?
Yeah, like those emblems.
They have, oh my gosh, they have thousands of patterns. Thousands of patterns. So, dailycrossstitch.com is a really fantastic little site. They offer a free daily cross stitch. So, every day they offer a new pattern for free. For that 24 hours, you can download it for free. If you do not download it within that 24 hours, it is $1 for that pattern.
That's half of what I was thinking, actually.
It's $1. Occasionally, they run specials where you can get pattern bundles for $20 and you get like 50 patterns. Very rarely they have a special. You really have to watch and pay attention, but very, 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 very occasionally, like maybe once a year or so, they have a special where you can spend $20 and get the whole site for free for the rest of eternity.
Do that.
Did that.
When?
Over the summer when I taught Carly how to cross stitch.
And you didn't tell...
I do think I told you.
I don't think I understood the magnitude of it.
You probably did not. So when I taught my youngest niece how to cross stitch, I went on to Daily Cross Stitch to find some patterns that were inexpensive that I could kit up for her to cross stitch. That were easy, because these are very, they're not complicated patterns at all. They happen to be running the entire site forever for $20 special. So now every time I log into the site, I can get whatever pattern my little heart desires. And so I went looking on there for something small I could make for my secret stitcher. And I thought she would like this. She's not much of a cutesy person, but I thought this was nice. It would kind of go with her.
Okay.
So they do have all kinds of stuff. So I'm sure you were looking. That D20 that you did was from there.
Oh, okay.
That still has not been FFO'd. Your FFO'er fails. That was my stitching. I did one. That was 1,219 stitches, start to finish, on that project.
I think I should start working on doing like one project off that website, like maybe like 1 or 2 times a year, just so I can get some progress. Because I think smaller projects might be better for me because I can see the end.
Well, I think maybe sprinkle in a couple smaller projects would be helpful for you because, yes, you can see the end. So, at some point this week, next week...
Next year.
Well, honestly, you can go through the website on your own and tell me, like, you can go through the website on your own and write down a list. Just make sure you give me the exact name of the project you want, and I can download it and print it out for you.
Well, my smart butt will literally just give you an email with 50 links in it.
Also, truly possible.
By the way, if you're trying to get somebody something, like if you're trying to work with somebody, copy the URL and either texting or emailing it to them is probably the easiest way. I think it actually works in Discord and all the other messenger programs.
It does.
Too.
It does. You can do it through any messenger program.
Because that's what I do at work. Because I'm looking at getting test equipment.
Yes.
And instead of me telling somebody to go look for this with this option, I just finish it and then send them the URL.
Yeah, I've totally done that with stuff that we've bought for the church for events that I'm doing. Yeah, it's handy.
Yeah, especially when the model number becomes a 30-digit alphanumeric code where that actually means all of the options you chose.
Yeah. And I did this in a green that was from my stash of flosses from a floss dyer that I no longer support. So I'm not going to tell you who it is because that was a fail. So I did this for my favorite R and the letters R and D in the monthly. I was desperately attempting to put this into something with the letter I. And I was reminded by one of my friends, because I sent it to my one friend group chat, and I said, can we connect this to an I? So my one friend was like, Laura, you have a free pass for one of your monthlies. And I'm like, hot dog! I do. So monthly is done. That means I can work on, I was kind of stressed I might not finish my second ornament for the month. I will be able to work on it because this week is a 100, 200 week. Yes, dear.
It's an image.
Well, monthly is done.
Nobody ever tells me these. She didn't ask me. She knows how I am with this stuff. My brain will go through all of the...
You were my next consideration. However, Beth Ann reminded me, Laura, you have a free pass. Use it for your last monthly.
Also...
And I thought, genius, why don't I do that?
That will work for every single flipping project in the universe.
Which probably they would not accept because it would work like that.
Yeah, that's so they want it. So if you have a C, you can't use its cross stitch.
Nope. I don't know. I've never tried it. I don't know. I have to ask Sharon. But anyways.
It'd probably be you can use that once.
Probably.
It's like you can use that once if you're stretching, but if you use it for every single eye, we have a problem.
Yeah. So I also have a Whip of Choice pass for the month of March for March weeklies that I totally forgot I had. That's going to come in handy this week. I'll tell you why in a minute. Before we get to plans, I forgot some haul last week. For St. Patrick's Day, my Secret Stitch. This is also why I feel like I am a fail Secret Stitcher this year. My Secret Stitcher left this in my mailbox. It is a cute little leprechaun. It's a stand-up. Some cute little fabric. I have gotten 2 beautiful stitched gifts from my Secret Stitcher. Sent a card to my Secret Stitcher.
Hey, honey.
I feel awful. What?
Stamp it up. Go nuts. Like, ooh, I just had a really good idea for you if you want to hear it. Literally write a card for write like cards for each of the holidays and send her a bundle going, here, for you to use. Make them blank, but homemade cards so she can give them to other people.
I have a bunch of homemade cards that
I know!
Well, like what I just did with Caitlin this weekend, I have more upstairs. I could give her cards and envelopes and say, here, it's like, genius. I still feel like I should want to go to Hobby Lobby and get her some stuff. You don't know who my Secret Stitcher is, do you?
I'm guessing by the fact they put it in the mailbox. There's maybe 3 people we stitch with that know where we live.
Oh, no, our address is in the guild book.
Okay, Ab would feel comfortable putting it in the mailbox.
Well, I don't know. Anyways, no, I mean, not who gifted me, who I'm gifting to.
No, I don't know either way. Okay. I don't know.
I'll explain to you who I have and why. I'm pretty sure she doesn't watch my videos, which is why I was comfortable with sharing them.
Okay, but anyway.
Moving along. So let's roll into plans.
I think I'm going to browse that website and find something small to start on Saturday.
Okay, that sounds good. You can browse it and see what it has. I mean, there's lots of stuff, so.
Yeah, I'm just going to be a smart A. Just guess what keyword I'm going to look for.
What?
Guess.
No,
me. What do you think my first go-to would be to find?
Gaming.
That's 2. Dragons.
I'm pretty sure I have printed you out some gamer things from there, but I don't know where they've gotten to. So I can just print them out again. I know, waste of paper. So there's not a lot to select from this week.
Why?
Because I'm being lazy. It's 100-200 week. And I really am liking stitching on one thing for a day or 2 at a time and getting multiple things out of it.
I already think I found one for 4. It's number 1. You've done it.
You are right. That would work. Alright, so let's start with it's Taylor's Oldest Time Week for the Sal. I thought it was Supernatural Week for the Sal, and I was actually going to use that for a couple of other ones, but it's Taylor's Oldest Time Week for the Sal. It works out, though. Stitch. Tell me if you've heard this before. Stitch on something with words or numbers. Tale as Old as Time will have words on it.
Mm-hmm.
So I can do 500 stitches on that. I am almost done with the last block. So I don't feel like it would drive me nuts to do 500 stitches on it.
Okay.
Stitch on your whip with your oldest copyright, which is Victorian Way. Stitch on a whip that has some form of shelter in it. Well, there's houses on Victorian Way.
Okay.
Stitch on a Halloween whip. I have a whip of choice pass. So I have a whip of choice pass and I have my free pass, which means I don't have to stitch for a prompt. So stitch on a Halloween whip and stitch on something that has an item that is being used in a way that is different than its intended purpose.
Roses are not supposed to be used as magical artifacts to keep a beast as a timer.
I knew I could pull something. He could pull something.
Also, have you met the characters in that entire movie?
My first
Almost all of them were furniture.
My first thought was the servants are furniture. Their original purpose was to be furniture, household goods, not servant, magically enchanted servants.
I was going to go the other way around. The guy's supposed to be a French butler, not a candlestick.
So, I was going to go there. However, like I said, I have whip of choice and free pass. So I'm going to use my free pass for either the Halloween or the using something different item. And I am going to use my whip of choice for the other one.
Did they expire?
The whip of choice, yes, they both expire at the end of the month.
Okay.
So, this is the last week of the month. Gotta use them. I will probably do Victorian Way for the whip of choice. I am closing in on a finish on that. And I really want to get 600 stitches would get me a long way on that. Mainly because there's a lot of backstitch on that last house. I mean, there's a lot of backstitch in it, but that last house will be backstitch. So that's plans for the week. One more time with feeling. We will be going over plans for birthday. Nope, you're going to get it next week too. Because next week's only the 1st. Plans for birthday. Start number 1 is Liberty Pirate. Booty, as we have lovingly, affectionately named it. Booty. That will be started birthday weekend. Because I need something simplistic for birthday weekend. The following weekend, it will be Cinderella's Rags to Riches. Still don't have all the flosses for it, but they'll get here eventually. I do have enough to start. Because the middle is in here, is this window area. And I'm doing them as one piece. The middle is this window area. I have all the flosses for there. Cross Stitch Weekend, which is the 3rd weekend of April, will be A Good Tyke from Long Dog Sampler.
How?
A good tyke must be headed like a snake, backed like a bean, sided like a beam, tailed like a rat, and footed like a cat. And this comes from a description of what a greyhound should look like, or should, features characteristics of greyhound that they should have for sure. Show characteristics. And yes, I own a greyhound, if you don't know that. The final weekend of April will be my start on Nora Corbett's Sunflower Fairy. This was a PDF I purchased from Hirschner's a couple years ago. I never started it. I don't know why. So I'm going to start it. I have several other things that I would like to get started. Today, Cottage Garden Sampling released their newest house in their house series for the year, and it is a Hobbit house. And it looks every bit like a Hobbit hole. I want to stitch it. I will stitch it. As soon as it pops up on Hoffman's, I'm going to order it and get it kitted up and start it. Probably not in April, possibly May, more than likely June. That's the plan. that's the plan, man.
Okay.
And live for the weekend is kind of up in the air. We'll get back to you on that. I'll post something one way or the other. Do we have any announcements we want to share?
No.
Should we share the Discord announcement?
Oh, sure, Discord. I'm just here. I don't know.
Well, I started a Discord server. It's supposed to be a joint venture for both of us. So there's cross-stitch stuff on there, and there is like nerdy, gamey stuff on there. But you'll be able to... I'll post the link below. The link is only good for 1 week, 7 days. So if you watch this like next Monday, it may not work. I mean, it'll go up on Tuesday, so it should. But if you try to join it and you find it's not working, send me a message on Instagram. My Instagram's on there. Send me a message on Instagram, and I'll get you a link that works.
But I'm going to say this because 99.9% of the people that that we know will not do this. But you have to say this for that 0.1%.
Okay.
Please read the rules and obey them. Rude people will not be tolerated.
Well, as I was going to finish up by saying, once you kind of get on the Discord, you join the Discord channel, you're only going to see 3 things. One of them is a channel that explains the rules. You must agree to the rules in order to participate. Yeah, well, there's cooking. There's a small handful of things, but you have to read the rules and agree to them to participate, and you have to select what are called roles, which once you select your roles, it'll tell me what you want to see. So I have channels for cross-stitch, crocheting, knitting, general crafting, gaming, D&D, books, food. I think that's it at this point. Outside of the things that everybody when they first join can see. So you tell me what roles you want, tells me what channels you want to see. If you don't want to see the gaming channel, you don't have to. You just tell me, I want to see cross-stitch, I want to see crochet, I want to see knitting, I want to see, what you want to see is what you will get access to when you tell me your roles. And that's what gets you to start participating, being able to participate in the server. That way, you can invite your peoples as well.
I'm actually just on a really funny warning I can put on my thing, and it's just funny. I don't know how funny it would be, but it's like, you can join the crafting ladies, but you better be polite. I am not responsible for the tongue lashing you receive.
Well, and that's the thing. If you are joining because you know me from crafting, but video gaming interests you, you can join the video gaming channel. If you're joining because you know me from crafting and D&D interests you, you can join the D&D channel, even if you do not play. If you do not play video games, if you do not play D&D, and you still want to join those channels because there is something that's interesting to you, you want to learn more about them, you want to see more about them, you can join those channels.
Also, if you can't tell by how we're doing this, if your partner is interested in D&D or video games, and you want to be on a server together, but they don't want to have to deal with all the cross-stitching stuff, they can join.
Right, and it goes the other way too. Some of your gaming friends have expressed, hey, I'm kind of curious to see what cross-stitch looks like. Well, they can join the cross-stitch channel and see it, or they can just not. That's kind of how we set it up.
Yeah, I have a couple of friends who wouldn't know which end of a needle to put where, but think our videos are hysterical.
Yes. Well.
So, guys, gals, feel free to join. You can join too.
Yeah, I'll pop up the link in the description box below. Like I said, if it doesn't work, shoot me a message on Instagram, because that's what I know is linked down there, because I do not have my personal Facebook linked, because number one, I am vastly more opinionated on Facebook than I am on other social medias, and number two, I'm really not even posting on Facebook anymore. I'm literally just sharing stuff. And it's very opinionated things.
The only reason I'm on Facebook is family.
I feel like the only reason I'm on Facebook anymore is because of my games. Truthfully.
If you're wondering how I keep up with my family, we use Facebook Messenger. We talk on Facebook.
So it's a little bit easier with certain family members.
Certain? Oh.
Well, it's easier with certain members of my family as well.
I mean, geez, my mom figured out Facebook, and I thought it was a freaking miracle. I expected to see white lights coming down and some guy in a robe coming out. I've come for you, my children.
Well, there you go. That's all we have for this week, and
Zippy, zippy.
that's good because we need to get rolling. What would we like the folks to do?
Please like, comment, subscribe, bell notification, thingy me bobby, all the YouTube stuff. And if you want to join us on our Discord, link is in the bio, is down below.
Link is in the description.
If you're watching this video, beyond a week, look at the most current video. That should have the most current link.
Yes, it will. Thank you so much for joining us. Thanks for spending a little bit of time with us this week. We hope you were entertained.
Are you entertained? That was not planned.
I don't know why. That is still funny to me. And we're going to do it.
Are you not entertained? There we go.
Yes. And it will be funny, and we will do it until I no longer find it funny.
And then I'll do it to drive you nuts.
He probably will. Have a great week, everybody.
Bye-bye.